Welcome back to the Tiny Room Hangar. This is Mike. Happy Friday, everybody. I hope everybody's doing well today. And today I'm going to take a different approach to how I make Friday videos. Well, just this Friday. I'll probably go back to normal next week. But today I want to talk to you about something a lot more positive than last week where, of course, I was talking about collecting dying. And it's more of like what I collect and why I collect. So I'm going to get into talking about this. Discuss this topic and get into it. Obviously it's Friday, so obviously I'm going to lead by talking about Transformers. That's a big thing for me. This is going to be the top one. And then just discussing some other stuff. My collection is in an absolute flux. There is so much stuff everywhere, coming and going, in and out, and I'm working on making it solidified. And after all the changes, the hundreds of changes, literally hundreds of changes I'm making, it'll look a lot better and be a lot easier for me to access and all this kind of stuff. Theoretically. But then, of course, there's other things like out of my control, like waiting on limbs for combiners, so I can have combiners, so I can build the display around them and all that kind of stuff. So they're staying out of the display, like this guy. And so there's a whole lot going on. Let's get into talking about this coming up. Starting off, first thing is Masterpiece Transformers. That's my number one, what I like collecting the most. And because it's the most exciting, right? Collecting Masterpiece Transformers is the most exciting thing to collect. I mean, you could say Transformers in general because there's always a lot going on, whether it's Masterpiece or Hasbro or Legends or Yellow Parks or Blockies or all that kind of stuff. There's all that going on right now. And every week, and there's always news to cover about all of that. But I mean, it's just kind of exciting. Like this month, we've got a Sideswipe coming from Fans Toys. We've got Zarak shipping right now from X-Transbots. I mean, there's some new stuff coming. Like, who's got a Masterpiece Zarak laying around? I don't know. Until now when it shows up. But so there's exciting stuff to talk about, stuff to collect, stuff to be part of and enjoy. And you don't have to be part of everything. You don't have to buy everything. I don't buy everything. But as I was talking about in the intro, though, I am waiting to finish and complete this guy. Now, people say stability issues and problems. He's not going anywhere, and I have no concern about him falling or anything like that. So I'm very pleased with this, and knowing that the couple of issues that I have that will be sort of rectified, like the gap filler that Fans Toys is going to put in there, and then maybe I'll buy a 3D printed shoe. I don't know, just maybe help me out a little bit with my height. I think it's fine height-wise. I think I got it all figured out and worked out. But anyhow, I am going to be doing stuff with my displays, changing out my displays. One of my problems is that when I go to make a review, I grab stuff out of my display, and then when the review's over, I've got editing. I got an hour of work after I'm done with the review. And so when I go to put the figures back, I'm usually just rushing to throw them back on the shelf and not taking my time to gently, neatly place them and pose them and all this kind of stuff. I'm just tossing them back up there because more work has to get done, and then I have obligations after that. It's not like that's all I got to do for the whole day. That's step one in 20 things for the day. But I still get more excited about collecting Masterpiece Transformers. I want to talk real quick about Legends. So I do need to film some Legends content to put over me here. But with Legends, I'm at an impasse to where, not that I don't collect Legends, because I do. I really like what's going on with the Junkions. Oddly enough, I can't believe I passed on the Masterpiece ones with KFC. Don't know if they reissue theirs, I'd go that deep. I don't have enough space for like 20 Junkions, but you can have space for 20 Legends Junkions. So that's like, okay, that's kind of fun. I'm enjoying that. I can troop build them. But for 50 each, though, it does start to get expensive. But when you look at Legends, one shelf allocated to them, and it looks great, and it fits, and then I've got another little minor display that I more or less use it to store stuff that I'm going to be using for videos. But at the same time, though, multiple displays that you can make with your Legends that don't take a whole lot of space, and they look good. And the fact that Legends are kind of a mini masterpiece in a way, like a 4-inch masterpiece, is pretty impressive, like what they can do with the technology. Obviously, Legends do get a pass. They get away with stuff, certain things that if it was blown up to Masterpiece, it would have to be fixed and corrected. You can't just leave like say a certain port just hanging off or something like that, it'd have to fold away and tuck away in the Masterpiece. It was upscaled to Masterpiece, and Magic Square's done really well with that, with upscaling theirs from Legends to Masterpiece and all that kind of stuff, or scaling them down. I mean, what came first, the chicken or the egg, or the Masterpiece version of Optimus Prime for Magic Square, or the Legends? So it's I still don't know. People debate that one, and they feel like they know for sure, but I don't. I'm not convinced either way. But next I want to talk about is my Kenner Star Wars. So I don't really actively collect it, but it is one of the things that I enjoy the most. I still pick up a part and piece here or there, but that wall of carded Star Wars I collected decades ago would be impossible for me to replace today. Like there'd just be no way for me to do that again today in modern era. I wouldn't have the funds, and I would run out fast, and I'd only be like 10% there. And back then I was like, I can't believe I'm finding these for good deals, and most of them were under 100 or less. I think a couple of them cost me like 250, but the rest of them were 100 or less. And even at that time, I thought that was ridiculously expensive, and now those are 400 to 1,000. So recollecting those would be almost impossible. So that's in my collecting and in my kind of priorities. Like I have to sell stuff off to afford to buy the new, and that I'm trying to let the habit support itself. And so when you do that and you start looking at like big ticket items that you could dump real fast, and they'll go like that, and you can make some quick money, you have to stop and you have to think. You got to think like, I'm going to want that back, so that I'm going to have to sell something else. And so it usually ends up selling a lot of cheap stuff for less than you paid to buy one Masterpiece Transformer, something like that. So that's kind of how it goes in the collecting world, but I don't touch my Star Wars like that. Next is Mask. The biggest change and flux and situation in my collecting is Kenner Mask. And really all this started with the Loyal Subjects. When I saw the pricing was double my expectation. Almost exactly twice the price of what I expected. And I looked online, I was like, I can buy these used with a box, but still in good shape and working. And I've got 5 boxes. That's 35 boxes. I know they won't do the split seconds. If I get in on this now while everybody's excited and hyped for Loyal Subjects, and they're paying attention to that, I'm getting deals. I got deals on those boxes. Like I can never get those deals again on some of those boxes. I mean, they won't exist. I mean, I got a Fire Force box for $50. I can't get those again. I've not seen them show up since then. And once Loyal Subjects stuff started to hit and people were having problems with it and they're not very excited and they're not impressed with the level of the packaging, looks good but feels like really, really cheap, thin cardboard and not like real cardboard. And so there's a lot of issues people are having, and I don't own any yet. And I put all my money into the vintage stuff and getting the boxes. And so when I move those boxes into and I'm going to show this, probably loop it twice, the boxes, when I move the boxes into the new display area, and that took a lot of time, work, and I don't know if I'm sure everyone knows this. You set it up the way you think it's going to look and it doesn't look good. So you tweak it and change it and tweak it and change it and tweak it and change it until it looks good. That's kind of how it goes. And I did that over and over and over. But once I accomplished that, then I had room in the other room, I call it the secondary man room. And in the secondary man room, I was able to have a whole top shelf to dedicate to what I was going to do, Series 1 and 2. Now, what I've always wanted to do with Mask, display-wise, was to display one as a standard and one as Transformers. Same with Transformers. Like I want G1 Transformers. I want them, one is Bob mode, one is all mode. Same thing with Mask. One is a standard car or whatever truck, and one is its converted attack mode. And I've been able to do that. So Series 1 and 2 on the top, but I couldn't get all of 2. So 2 will mix in with 3 or something. I don't know. We'll have like a in-between morphing shelf. I don't know exactly. I'm making it up as I go, and it takes a lot of time, and I've already put like 2 weeks of work into it. Still working out the lighting, 100%, not 100% sure I like the way I did the lighting, and so there's more stuff to work on, but I'm pleased that I'm going in the right direction with that. And if I like put a time limit, I want it done this week, in 1 week. First off, I have to shell $300 to $500 out in hardware and all the stuff that I'm going to be using. I don't want that. I'll spread the cost over a few months. And at the same time, whenever I do stuff like that and rush it, and I look back on it, I hate it. I hate what I did. I want to take my time and love what I did, and love what I do, and tweak it as I go. And so that's how that's going, which gets in the way. There's a lot of stuff in the way, but that's where I'm at with that, with the mask. And then G.I. Joe. So one of the things with G.I. Joe with the classified, I had this plan to set up all the classified figures, and then right next to them, the vintage figures of my favorites. And that was what I was going to do. And then, I started having trouble securing classified stuff in 2024. I had a lot of trouble with that. I really got frustrated with classified. And I said, you know what? I'm going to reallocate all of the space that I was going to display classified and do a full-on run of the vintage. And so now I've limited my classified space. I don't open up classified anymore, really, unless it's a stellar figure I really love or anything. But for the most part, Dreadnoks get opened, and a few of my favorites get open. The rest I keep them sealed. And that's so I can give the real estate to the 3.75 inch, the vintage, 1982 to 1994. And that makes me happy. And there's still, even though I have them all, there's like 3 that I have customs of that I don't really care about the figure. It's not like I didn't have them as a kid. I didn't know they existed until I went on this journey. So why would I spend $800 on something that means nothing to me other than just checking off a checklist? And yeah, it's kind of silly. So I'm okay with just customs or Black Major figures with that. But I found that if I was going to truly display all the figures, I was going to have to get rid of some vehicles. So not only do I not collect the vehicles anymore, I sold off like 7 or 8 key vehicles, and that helped fund it. And that gave me space. So G.I. Joe, I really like it, but G.I. Joe is, I like the vintage more. And really, I don't have a lot to go after. There's just some parts and pieces and upgrades, and you know how it goes. You can have it all, but I want to upgrade a few pieces here and there. And oddly enough, they're some of the most expensive pieces. So I can wait and be patient. However long I have left to live is however much time I've got, I guess, to find those. And with all that, that's kind of where I'm at. Those are my priorities in collecting. I've got other side projects that I'm working on. I don't want to discuss any of my side projects, the side things, and until I actually make a video about them, because sometimes my excitement towards a toy line, it's one thing when it's Masterpiece Transformers and you can just go pre-order it and you can go get it and all that. But when it's vintage and there's only like 3 in the world for sale, and I get 6 people excited about, only 6, yeah, like 6 people get excited about collecting a line because of my excitement, then they start collecting it too, and then like I have trouble getting. I think it's easier for me to finish my collection, make my video, and show my excitement towards the line, and then let other people go on their journey, because I'll be done at that point, hopefully. And so that's where I'm at with my collecting. Love Masterpiece Transformers. So you can get a lot of Transformers content from me. This is just a kind of a positive, kind of a fun, positive type video. I know I've got a couple of negative points in there, but it's just how I feel. Like, I don't lie to my audience. I don't lie to you. I don't lie to my friends. I lie to anyone. So I don't have any reason to. And so with that, I'm just curious, like, what are your collecting priorities? And I know it doesn't always just stem from Masterpiece Transformers, although it may be one thing that you're excited about. There might be something else that you're on a kick right now. Like, I really am on a classified kick. It's possible that somebody's picking up on classifiers. Possible someone's working on Star Wars Black Series, which, by the way, if you're wanting to collect Star Wars Black Series, this is a really good time. I mean, you can get these things so cheap. And unless you want the latest and the greatest, if you want to get the first Luke and the first Han and all that kind of stuff, you can get those dirt cheap everywhere. So anyway, let me know in the comments below. Hope we have a great weekend. Curious what you guys think about this. I've done this kind of video before, but I don't do it very often. So let me know in the comments below. Like, subscribe. Today I'm hanging around. No, Avengers stole the post-credit scene from me. I started doing this. Wait, I didn't make videos till after Avengers came out. But one collecting tip that I've been wanting to say: I buy my shirts and as much clothes and stuff on super deep, cheap clearance. If I think it looks kind of cool and whatever, and it's on clearance from whatever holiday goes on, and then it's like $4. I got a lot of FIFA clothes and jerseys that look great, but $4. So I go out and buy them on clearance after the holiday's over, and I can wear them year round. I can wear them year round. I don't care. I can wear a Valentine's Day shirt tomorrow if I wanted to. It's not a big deal. So it's a tip and trick. People say like, "Oh, get this $23 T-shirt," and I'm like, "Dude, I got like 15 of them for $4 last year each." So I don't know what you're thinking. $23 a T-shirt. That's crazy. I got collecting goals, not T-shirt goals.